Here are three things you might be doing thinking you are saving the environment, but actually, they are not as environmentally friendly as you think they are. Number one is, you see those plastic bottles, plastic bags, and those plastic stuffs with those numbers, 1 to 7. Yeah, those numbers can be very deceptive. Number one and two, yes, we can largely agree, are recyclable, but 3 all the way to 7, and we're talking about things like PVC, polystyrene, those things are rarely ever recyclable. And even those 2 that we think are recyclable, a recent study in the US showed that only 6% of them end up getting recycled. So oftentimes what they do is they just pack them up and ship them to some developing countries, because out of sight, it's out of mind. So what can you do instead? Avoid plastics where possible. And that nicely leads us into the next point, which is use of paper bags instead of plastic bags. Paper bags, how sustainable are those stuffs? Sorry, they are not. Now, paper bags, let's assume that the trees were actually sourced from forests responsibly. The process of manufacturing paper bags requires a lot of energy. So that's problem number one. Problem number two, to bleach those trees into paper, that requires chlorine. Chlorine is not the most friendly chemical to the environment. Then, number three, it's because paper is slightly heavier than plastics. When you transport them, the emission is a lot higher. So, that's just a few things to tell you that paper bags are not as sustainable as they make you think they are. So, what can you do instead? Use bags as many times as you can use them. So, just take your bags to the store. Use your bags forever if you can. Number three, and this is the elephant in the room, people who have those huge electric SUVs and then think the rest of us are irresponsible. Now, electric cars are not as environmentally friendly as you think they are. Number one is the batteries used to make those cars are made from things like lithium, cobalt, and those rare earth metals that oftentimes involve wanton destruction of the earth to reach those materials. Those things are not environmentally friendly. But even when you finish making those batteries with high energy cost, to charge them, we rely on electricity. So what you've just done is you've shifted your emission from your exhaust to some power plant generation, whatever. Now, electric cars are quite heavy. And so what that means, tire wear then becomes a problem. A lot of tire into the environment with all the associated chemicals. So electric cars might not be the solution that you think they are. So what you can do instead is walk where you can. When you can't walk, cycle. When you can't cycle, public transport. And when you cannot use a public transport, then maybe get a car that is small and far more energy efficient.